Bam, we're live. Welcome. Day 50. Can you believe it? All right. Man, this has been an amazing experience. I don't know if you've ever tried something like this, but you should. If if you have a desire to have a successful business in the next 3 to 5 years, then make the commitment today to says, I'm going to learn as much that I can about AI from today going forward. That's it. That's your new identity. You are a person that will get up and spend 15 minutes minimum every day learning about AI. Uh, you can always pop on my YouTube's videos that I'm doing, and you can watch those while you're driving to or from work. So every day I'm talking about AI and specifically for contractors and remodelers and how you can do it. I'm not talking about fluff. I'm talking about things that you'll want to use AI for that really make an impact in your business. All right. You have to understand that this is like an opportunity shift has happened. You couldn't do this 6 months ago, right? You can get answers to your questions like never before, and you can get guidance has never been possible that quick, that fast, that is that good. Sure, there's some mistakes. Sure, things need iteration, but by and large, my God. So understand this. If you guys see my videos, um, I, I have been on a tear recently putting out videos. Give me 1 second. I want to adjust one thing. I have a light over here. So I'm growing, a social media account. For years, I never wanted anything to do with social media personally. Other than maybe to catch up with a friend, but as far as putting my stuff out there, no. So I'm late to the game and it's tough to catch up. So I made a commitment to get out and really learn TikTok. That was the one I never wanted to be on. So I'm amassing a good account in record time. Just a few weeks, I'm at over 700 followers, starting from zero, right? And I've put out, I don't know, close to 120 to 130 videos in less than 2 months. A majority of them are about a minute long. Some are a minute 30, some are 30 seconds. Recently, I've tried to make them shorter. I'm putting less into them just because of the frequency. And, it's time consuming to put that many videos out. And, I'm doing about 3 or 4 a day, give or take. So I say that because if you want your business or your life to be in a different place tomorrow or in 3 months or in 6 months, well, then it starts right now today. So you do the thing today as if, right? So when I put out the content, I'm already imagining that I have 1,000 followers. I have 10,000 followers, 50,000. I don't know where it's going to grow to, right? But I'm putting out the content. I know the content is good. I have had success with it. Other people have had success with it. It works. And there's no one really putting out the messages that I'm putting out in the way that I put it out. No one else has the experience that I have. There's a lot of good guys and girls in the industry. And if you resonate with their personalities, right, you should gravitate to who you go to. We all have our own style. We all have our own background. And that is what we put out into, our coaching efforts. So uh, anyway, I know the stuff works for those that work it, right? All right, let's break this down. So one thing that has been fascinating is I get many people have reached out to me during the last 50 days, and it's awesome. I've had several people just reach out and say, "Hey, I've seen your video," or I'm just learning about AI. Uh, and most of the people are in the remodeling contracting space one way or another. So understand this. You know, I understand construction, any type, right? Whether it was moving dirt and earth moving equipment, skid steers. I worked for Caterpillar for a while. I understand rehabbing, so construction, remodeling inside the home, specialty work, painting, right? Decks, you name it. So I picked remodeling because they recommend in business and in marketing, you find your niche. Okay. And that's where I wanted to be in the remodeling space, because most remodelers do not have a good back end business. Hands down, some of the worst. So I felt that that would be the easiest place to operate. And there are one or two other competitors out there that I felt like they don't do a great job. They've been around for a long time. They're kind of fat and happy. They don't have to offer much. The bar was set really low for them just because there was, and I don't think they give the best guidance. I think that if someone was in my program for just a year and you have been in one of the other programs for 3 years, you'll get more out of our program in 1 year than anywhere else. So that's why it exists. And the Remodeling Academy doesn't just help remodelers specific, it helps contractors in general. If you do some sort of construction service and you deal with people, then the things that we're talking about in here on a daily basis will help impact your business. So I say all that to let you guys know that I appreciate you reaching out. And if you can, some of my videos I've tailored specifically to different people. All right, behind the scenes, right? So I'll be like, oh, so and so just called and we talked about their business. You know what? This could probably really help their business. I go back, I do some research on your business and understand it, and then I put out just some suggestions or ideas, right, based off of a little deep dive. Nothing, and but it's generic enough that if you're in that space, if you are a luxury design accent wall company, if you're a kitchen designer, if you do kitchens and baths, you do decks, you do full service design build, you have a handyman division. If you look at the videos, you could pick any discipline and the content that I provide will work for you. But at the same time, some of the videos have been specifically targeted to try to help people, from the distance, right? I don't use your names. I don't talk about your business specifically. I just talk about the niche that you're in. All right. So what's interesting is there are a lot of tough guys and girls in the industry, right? And people like to do a lot of arguing within the industry, and they, a common theme is that chaos is just part of the business, and you don't understand. If you knew construction, that's just the way it is. Because if you grew up in it, you didn't get a good model. Of how business could be successful. So all you know is poor business back end, poor business acumen, right? So you just think that's the way it is. And I grew up coming into the business having business skills in a sense from other industries. And I was like, whoa, if you bring this into remodeling, look how much more successful you can be. So I share all that because I want people to hear me when I say this. The best message that I can say is, and I'll be very clear here, your ego, right? Our own personality is the most expensive tool on the job site. All right. And the way I say that is we are the biggest reason that we are failing. I get in my own way. I did not want to be on TikTok for years. And it's been the best place for me right now of all the channels. I should have gotten onto it 5 years ago and I chose not to. So I've lost 5 years. How much have you lost? Right? I've lost a lot by not being there. And that's a hard lesson for me to swallow for myself because I help give other people advice. Doesn't mean that I do the best for myself. We all have flaws. Right? And I get challenged as well. And I need a coach. I have a coach. I go to somebody. I have mentors that I go to and say, hey, I'm trying to grow this social media account. I'm looking to do that. I need to learn how to work this funnel better. So I hire people all the time, and they, that's how you get better. So tonight's not for the people that are married to the struggle. So if you like to wake up every day and you like to just beat your chest and say, I struggle, I'm going to drown, I'm going to figure it out on my own, I don't need any help, then don't even waste your time watching the video. I mean, just go down with your ship. And unfortunately, what I find is that a lot of people have to fail 3 times or more till they get to rock bottom, right? And a lot of the people that I help coach, they've met me earlier. They think that they can do it on their own. They go out of business, and then they'll get in touch with me like 2 years later, say, hey, yeah, that business shut down. I had to file bankruptcy. I'm back though. I'm going to do it again, but this time I'm going to do it differently. Yeah, yeah, this time I want some help. No, no, this time I'm open to hearing some suggestions, right? And those are the people that succeed. It's not that I have all the answers. It's that you need somebody. I don't care who you are and what you do. You need advice. You need to work with somebody in the business. Okay. So find that person that resonates with you and gives, that you'll be willing to listen to their suggestions. Because when somebody like myself can be critical and look at your business, I think that my strong suit where I differentiate from a lot of other people is I truly understand whoever I'm coaching. I get to know you as a person, your personality, and I can see your strengths and weaknesses, and I see your blind spots so that I can help present the information to you and challenge your norm, right? Because here's the thing, anyone that watches this video, you ask yourself, if I was where I wanted to be, then I don't need to be here, right? If you look at your sales results, if you look at your success, if you're not where you want to be, if you're not achieving the success that you want, then that lets you know, damn it, I can't do it on my own. Because if I could, I'd already be there. It's that simple, right? So for me, I was like, oh, I thought I would be more successful in this area. And clearly I'm not. I thought I knew what I was doing. And then I go, all right, damn it. I need some help here. I have to think about this problem differently. I have to think about my approach. I thought this was going to work. I need to adjust and change. So that's been true for me in my business over the years, especially with the remodeling business. I've had multiple coaches that helped me through my remodeling business, and that made all the difference in the world. So that's up to you. So you have to just ask yourself, how long do you want to struggle? Some people love it. Some people love the struggle life, and they wear it as a badge. Like you see them, it's like they carry, I don't have a backpack here, but that's what they carry around is the struggle. See this, all the excuses, all the reasons why the business won't work. I carry that every day with me. That's how some people look at it. All right. So anyway, you can complain, you can be overwhelmed, and you can say, hey, I can fix this, right? It's just your ego that gets in the way. So it's everything. It's the way you think about it. Call to action. So if you're done with the chaos, then reach out. Let's get you moving. All right. Let's go. Time's a wasting. And so here we are. Let me share my screen. So for the recap, those of you that have been following, it's the 30-day AI prompt challenge, and we are now at day 50. So that is right here. All right, let me make this bigger. So for day 50, here's what we're going to do. We're going to build you your business growth plan, right? A 1-month plan. And this way you can try to overhaul your business over the next 30 days. And it's going to be hard to do it on your own, but you can get some help. So this challenge is built for real life. The idea is being that you would at least take 15 to 30 minutes working on the plan for your business, right? And so you're going to do this 3 to 4 times a week, and then one deeper session, one day a week, and then Sundays, maybe just like a 10-minute prep to get ready for the week coming up. You don't need to spend hours. You just need to do a little bit every day. You need clarity and you need momentum. Your goal: let AI be your COO, your chief operating officer, help you be the operator. A lot of you guys like to be hands-on in the field doing your thing. You need somebody to help you with the big picture. It's going to help you fix your biggest current problem. What is it? Not enough leads? Are your jobs disorganized? Is your calendar chaos? Are your teams a mess? Are you always stressed? I don't know. You put down what's going on in your business. The AI prompt that builds your plan, right? So you're going to put into your agent that you're using, you're my chief operating officer. I'm running X company and I need a 30-day business growth plan. Here are my biggest problems, right? Break this down. Give me a 4-week action plan, broken into weekly tasks with simple daily actions. You're also going to include the use key metrics. Help me understand. If you don't understand business terms, Then you'll say, please operate and as if you are a expert Deloitte graduate, MBA, master, and help break this business plan down into bite-sized chunks for me. This is my business background. This is how much I understand about business. And then you put your goals, what you're trying to do, and you put all that into the prompt. So I had you do the following. I said, you got 15 to 30 minutes most weekdays. You could do one longer 45, maybe to 60 minute session a week. Sundays are just 10 minutes. You want to keep things simple. There's a common thread out there that you want to keep things on a 3rd grade reading level. So when I do sales presentations and I'm talking with homeowners, I language as if I'm talking to them on a 3rd grade level. I don't use big words. I don't use big concepts. I say we're going to paint, we're going to stain. I don't use the word emulsify. You don't get into all these crazy terms. Keep it simple. You want to include, in my opinion, I put in a minimum version and then the overachiever version, because I know some of you will kill it. There's a reason why 4 to 10% of people do well. It's because they're overachievers. They just can't help themselves. So that's why this plan has both. Some of you will do nothing. Some will do the bare minimum. Some will overachieve. And then it'll help you build momentum without burning yourself out. So week 1, I got to do a business review and get you refocused. The theme is you'll know where the best stuff is already coming from. So here's what this is what it could look like. Minimum effort is 15 to 30 minutes. Look at your top jobs, write down where did they come from, which ones were most profitable and enjoyable. Look at your ideal clients. So when you look at your most profitable jobs, pull out what was the personality, the age, the demographic, the house, the neighborhood, their attitude. You need to be able to identify your ideal client whenever they're out on the street or whenever you pull up into the neighborhood or you're at a party and you meet someone, you go, damn, that's my ideal client. You want to review your website, your socials, your ads. Do they match that type of client? Anybody gotten bit by a bee recently? I haven't been bitten by a bee since I was like a kid in like middle school. But today I was doing some gardening, like cutting some trees, trimming up bushes, and 2 bees stung my wrist. It's crazy. All right. Overachievers. For you want to look also at reviewing your job costing, your ROI, close rates by all lead sources. Pull some screenshots of your best performing social ads and then ask AI to analyze your ideal client, your demographics, right? Create a mini persona. Make sure you have that broken down and rewrite your bio or your homepage to make sure everything aligns better. You're constantly reiterating and making sure everything lines up. That's week 1. All right, now we're into week 2. So now you're going to show up for the right clients. See, a lot of you guys don't even understand. If you're just chasing any lead, you're chasing your tail. This is all about refining the process. They call it refiner's fire. We want to get all the noise and the junk out, because imagine this, if you can only go on, this is what I learned when I worked at several of these sales companies. Your amount of time and the sales appointments that you can go on are limited. Now, some of you don't have any leads, so you don't think that way. But for those of us that are busy and we have figured out how to have leads coming in, we can only go on so many appointments in any given day, week, or month. So we need to make sure that the ones that we go on are really good. So you do that by weeding them out. Now, some people are scared to weed out their leads and they're afraid because they go, well, if I call them and ask too many questions, then, and that might be no good and I won't have a lead. And that's a problem. If you're so desperate that you don't weed out your lead, then hello, that's your tell. That's your problem. You need more leads, right? So for this week, you'll post your content that reflects your best clients or projects because you're refining your message. You're going to start sending some handwritten thank you cards to your top clients. You're going to get an email and newsletter together that you're going to start sending out to past clients. And you're going to get a simple updated before and after of jobs so you can update your marketing. If you're an overachiever, you're going to look into doing A/B testing on your ads, headlines, copy, photos. Okay. If you don't know what that is, you can reach out and you'll have AI write you and format like the past client reactivation email. That's a separate email you'll send out to old clients. So when fax machine and email and mailers are like a cash register. And what we do is when we have our list, we send out continuously. You need to send letters and updates about what your company is doing to every client in your database. If you've ever met anyone, if they've contacted you and you've had an appointment, they should be in your CRM and you should continuously be touching base with them, sending them an email once a month, sending them a little flyer in the mail once a month, because you never know when they're going to be in the market for something. Some of you are afraid to reach out to your old clients because the job went so poor at the end because you didn't do a good job managing. You'll blame them, of course. But you need to reach out to these people. That's your gold mine. So also for you in the overachiever mode, you need to put together a why people love us type of a post. And then you need to start like a 30-day transformation or like a dream kitchen series. You have to have like little things happening all the time. So this is a lot if you're a single owner operator, but if you have a team, this is easy stuff to start putting into place. Week 3, now we're getting some consistency. We're going to build the credibility. Theme, you keep showing up. Remember, your buyers are always watching silently. So, if you're doing the minimal effort, you're just going to get one social media post a day. AI can help write it. That's it. You just get up in the morning, make a quick post or do it at lunchtime, whatever works, and send it out. Drop a helpful comment or answer here and there. Look at some local community posts, get on some different networking sites or like a Nextdoor, things like that. Reshare a client testimonial, old photo, whatever. Just make content. Now, if you're an overachiever, this week you're going to film like a 30-second behind the scenes video. Now, you don't necessarily want to just talk about how great your company is. Everything wants to be centered around the client experience. This is where I saw this just the other day. We had someone reach out. They're struggling with their ads. We're reviewing their ads. And the first thing we notice is they're talking about themselves and how great the company is. That's not what you want to talk about. You want to talk about the customer journey. If anything, you should be explaining what it's like for the customer. We do this for the customer. This is the customer experience. You don't want to talk about how great your team is all the time. You want to talk about how great the experience is for the homeowner. It's a different mindset shift. So you'll use AI. You'll schedule your 7 days of content at once, potentially, if you're automated. Get some Instagram highlights, covers if you're on the IG. And now you're at a place where you're going to be asking clients to do some sort of a quick recording, a quick review. The best way I found to do this is you don't ask for it at the end. Whoever your salesperson is, when they are meeting with the client initially, the prospect, they say what's great about our company is we pride ourselves in having great customer satisfaction. And what we'd like to talk to you about today is at the end of our process, we would love for you to give us just a quick video testimonial. Tell us how great everything was. Don't worry, I can help you. Just get some note cards together so you'll know what to say. We can even hold them up, and then we'll just do a quick video. Nothing crazy. We'll make you look good. Don't worry. And then you look for the clients that are cool. You'll want to look for your more extroverted client, the one who has a good personality and is happy and excited, and the one that you do a great job for. And they'll be happy to take a quick video because you're showcasing off their space. You're going to do the video in the room that you just remodeled for them and talk about the space. What do you just ask them, say, hey, what do you love about this? What do you love about your bathroom, your kitchen? Tell us, what's the thing you're most excited about? That's your video testimonial. It's not you standing out in the front lawn and the homeowner goes, well, we hired Billy of the kitchen design company and Billy's great. Now it's like, this is what made my kitchen awesome. Billy figured this out. Do you see this thing he put right here? I love that. That's what homeowners want to see. So, all right, week 4, we're almost done here. Follow through, tune up. So anyone that's liked, commented, or shared within the last week or so, you should be updating this kind of stuff daily, but I get it, things slip through the cracks. You want to look at your last month's posts. So what I do right now is I look at all my content through across the channels, and I analyze, I look at what's working, what's not. Because here's the thing, I'll put, sometimes I'll just do a broadcast. I'll put the same post on 3 or 4 channels to see how it does, right? Because I never know. And it'll really gravitate well on one, it'll do poorly on another, and vice versa. Sometimes you just don't always know. So you want to look at that, what flopped, what worked. Start looking at your competitors, see who's getting traction. If you're getting into the design business, which I recommend highly for any remodelers out there that you offer design, you're going to start figuring out how you can offer like maybe a mood board or a color palette, some sort of a design concept as a bonus. See, what you don't want to do is discount your service. You don't want to always be offering money off. You want to be giving something in. So you'll do, hey, right now, as a bonus, if you hire us, we come out and we'll do a color palette for you. We're going to help you choose all your exterior paint colors, right? A mood board, whatever. You have to be creative. You offer value. So at this point, you should look at what is something you really enjoyed about doing in your business, and what are you looking forward to next month. Hopefully you're not seeing everything as a grind. If you're an overachiever, you're getting your design consultation landing page refined using AI. Maybe you're talking to us about getting your funnel built. All right, you should have an online funnel system. You're crafting a couple versions of your design first offer so that you can start testing that. You're putting together your version of the homeowner's guide to your services that you can provide for free when the lead calls in. You're recording a 60-second thank you video and you're DMing it to past clients. They love that. You're going to create monthly wins, recap, post 3 mini project stories. Boom, boom, boom. So don't try to win the month. You just want to win the day, right? You just do one day at a time. Don't focus on the whole month. Just say, this is what I got to do today. When I looked at this challenge, I was like, I don't know if I could even do 30 days. I wasn't sure. I was like, oh, going live 30 days in a row. But I was like, I can do it one time a day. I think I can do that, right? And some weeks that were good, I had the content already lined up for a week or 2 in advance. There was one week where I was like, I wanted to revise some of the content based off of some of the calls I've had with people. So, but the thing is, if you plan and do a little bit every day, it's easy to make adjustments. So all you got to ask yourself is, what's one thing that you can do today that moves the business forward? Then do it. That's momentum. And then you have Sunday, right? That's a reset, relax, plan. Take 10 minutes or so the night before and just look over your schedule. Make sure you're ready to go for Monday. Don't sweat it. Some of you, if you have more time, invest it. But if you have a lot of things going on, you're away at the beach or you're going to the mountains, whatever, then enjoy your life. Okay. The work will never end. The one thing that overwhelmed me at first when I got into remodeling, especially these huge rehab projects that we would take on, these design, build, remodels, I'm talking like $300,000 jobs. In my market, that's a big project. Some of you, you're doing $3 million jobs. But we would do some, and you're never going to get it all done every day. And I sometimes would want to bite off more than we could chew, as they say, right? And you have to pace yourself because you're going to burn out. So, final challenge, run your prompts, pick your plan, don't overthink it, right? Man, I tell you, if there was one piece of advice I would give to most of you that are operators of businesses, is recognize that your own weakness. You're really good at being disciplined. That's awesome. And you're also really good at over analyzing and thinking way too much, right? I've shared before that I know business owners that will analyze a business decision like software or deciding whether or not to buy the materials for this or that. They will analyze it so much that then they miss out on making the decision. And then now everything is transformed and changed. The market's different. That company ended up going out of business because you waited 6 months, or now you start the whole process over again. Where what you really would have been better off doing is just starting, get something. So if you're trying to analyze software and you need like a back end, a CRM, you should call us first and we'll get you set up. Otherwise, you just get something, right? And don't worry if it's not working perfect, or if you start working with us, we'll look at it. And when we see all the limitations, we'll be like, hey, here's the direction you should consider going now. But at least you got your feet wet. So you don't want to wait. Imperfect action is better than no action. All right. So if we can ever help, reach out. And thank you for being here. That's 50 days of AI prompt challenges. Have a good one. That's it.